Hey guys, I am back with another video and I am super excited to dive deep into business credit. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to apply and actually build business credit, because this is a topic that I feel that most people do not talk about in detail enough to give clarity. Like, we do not know exactly what steps to take. They say, oh, go get EIN and Dun & Bradstreet. Like, we don't even know the difference between the credit bureau. The first step you want to do, you want to go to irs.gov and you want to apply for an EIN number. You can apply online. If you're old school and you're still stuck in the 90s, you can go ahead and fax it over, mail it over. But if you do this immediately, you should be able to get a number right away. After we have our EIN number, we want to go over to Dun & Bradstreet. So it's dnb.com. And we want to select a DUNS number. And you could do this absolutely free. You just do it yourself. It's going to take 2 to 3 weeks, but you actually can pay for a service to expedite this. So you want to select your legal business name, the year it started, the company address, the state, business phone, business email. Now, this is the part I want to talk about. So we have something called business description, SIC code, which is your standard industrial classification. If you are a nurse practitioner, your SIC code will be 8049. This will be offices of a health practitioner. This is basically non-medical doctors. So anytime you have a business, but you are a healthcare provider. So after we have our EIN set up, we have our Dun & Bradstreet applied for. Now I want to talk about the 3 different credit bureaus for business credit. We have Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax for business, and we have Experian for business. Now I want to talk about the difference between the 3. You apply for a Dun & Bradstreet number, which is perfectly great, but you do not need to apply for any other number like Equifax business number or Experian business number. Those numbers will be assigned to you. And the difference between Dun & Bradstreet is basically a trade reference credit bureau. Like, your business credit card activity does not report to Dun & Bradstreet, but if you become delinquent, they do report. So in a nutshell, Dun & Bradstreet is a business credit overview of the health of the business. So you would generate something called a paydex score, and is usually on a scale from 1 to 100. The higher the number, like 80 to 100, you consider low risk. And it also gives a credit recommendation as well. So when you think of Dun & Bradstreet, think of trade lines, vendor lines, suppliers, net 30s, net 90s. These get reported more frequent, and also the quicker you pay them off. For an example, if you have a net 30 and you pay it off within like 10 days of taking it out, it's going to show prompt payment. So your scores will go up, your business health will go up. And also the financial overview, any bankruptcies or liens or any legal action that's been taken against your business, is all in Dun & Bradstreet, but they are not commercial credit reporting. Dun & Bradstreet is a vendor trade line overview health of the business. So Experian and Equifax, your business credit cards will report activity monthly to them. This is completely different. So when we're applying for credit cards and we're applying for vendor accounts and we're trying to get a paydex score, we want to know what route to go in order to get business funding and get more money to start a business, grow the business, scale the business, whatever, right? I'm going to show you a little bit how to do this after you've already received your Dun & Bradstreet number. So it's 2 routes you can go. You can go a personal route, meaning that you can personally guarantee your loan, your personal credit, or you can start building up vendor trade lines. Everyone knows about Uline, Crown, Granger, Quill. Those are like the big boys. They do report to Dun & Bradstreet. So that's some routes you can definitely go. That's going to start building it up for sure, but it doesn't technically build up your Equifax score, your Experian score. In order to do that, you're going to need a business credit card or a business line of credit. So one route you can definitely do, I definitely 100% recommend you hopefully have a credit score of 720 or better, and you don't have derogatory things like missed payments, and don't apply for business credit if you had any recent inquiries in the last 4 months. Like, we want to actually not give the bank a reason to deny us, okay? We want to look for trade lines to help build up our paydex score. And according to Dun & Bradstreet, you need a minimum 3 trade lines. This is updated. This is 2024 when I'm making this video. So one thing I definitely recommend is go ahead and do Wrangler, Uline, go ahead and do Quill. Those are the big boys. Do Crown. Crown supplies usually require a deposit. So I won't go into the actual websites, but I will link them below in the video. Another thing you can definitely do that reports to Equifax and as well as Experian Business is go to Credit Strong. I've had this trade line for some time now. So Credit Strong for Business Business is really good. As you can see, they have personal credit, they have business credit lines. Now there's two different types of trade lines for a company. It's a financial line and a vendor line. Financial statement trade line basically is like a form of bank financing. It could be a loan, it could be commercial credit card. It also could be like equipment financing. So these are good lines to have that you may need to draw down instead of going through like regular financing. If you are an aesthetic provider and you're looking to buy a device, you'll need to do that because these trade lines, especially when it comes to business trade lines, have really low API, like 0 to 4%. I have a trade line and I think it's 3.5%. So when I buy a device, I usually pull down and draw down from my trade line, and then every payment that I apply, it opens back up the line of credit. They start off with $10,000. I do think you should definitely do a minimum of $10,000, but the payment is 0 APR. Also, every single payment goes 100% toward your principal. You just have to pay a setup fee. The setup fees really varies, depends on how the amount of the trade line you want to report. For an example, if you want $5,000, it's only one setup fee of $349, and you make a $200 payment every month. But it's almost like a savings account, like you get all of the money back. So this is actually a really good idea. And then if you want like a $25,000 line, it's a setup fee of $749, and you have a monthly payment of $1,000. But think of it like you're saving $1,000 for 25 months. So don't think that you're like giving it away, because you're actually not. You're just putting it in an actual savings account. And then they have something called Small Business Financial Exchange. Now, if you ever want to apply for an SBA loan, you definitely need a SBFE score, and they do report there. So when it comes to credit, I want you guys to remember, the higher the amount of trade lines that lenders see, the more likely they will lend that amount or 3 times that amount. So for me, my original trade line was 10 grand. I have $30,000 limits on credit cards. Now I could get more. I am up for funding again, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. So now we have that. We have Uline Granger, we have Quill, and we have Credit Strong. And within 2 to 3 months, we should have a paydex score. Now, after you have a paydex score, I am a person that truly believes not to apply for business credit alone. I think you should definitely partner with someone. I use Fund&Grow. My first round, I did myself. I was able to get $30,000. My second time, I got $21,000, but I didn't know how to get inquiries off, and they partnered with Kadem. I have no affiliation with Kadem, but when you have business credit, you have relationship managers, and if you go through relationship manager, they give you better limits because they get commission and they get bonuses for bringing business in the door. So you get higher approval amounts versus trying to do it online yourself, and the algorithm is going to give you the limit. If you want to use Fund&Grow, you can use the link in the description and you get $500 off their fee, and they're legit. Look them up. They have amazing reviews. So that's the end of the video. I hope you truly enjoyed it. It ran over a little bit, but I only wanted to talk a little bit about business funding because I know you guys can kill it and get more money to fund your business so you don't have to struggle growing your practice. But these principles can be applied to any business, and I will check you out later. Bye-bye.